to sing a song about a baseball player. His name was Roberto Clemente. He was from Puerto Rico. And he was one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He played for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And in 1971, I think it was, on New Year's Eve, he had gone home for the winter to Puerto Rico, and there was a terrible earthquake in Nicaragua. And a lot of the aid that was being sent there from various countries was being co-opted by the Nicaraguan junta. And so Roberto organized a flight with all sorts of relief aid and decided to fly with it to make sure that it got to the proper hands. And on New Year's Eve, that flight took off, but it crashed. And the world lost Roberto Clemente.
Punto Maldonado off the Puerto Rican coast. People sometimes stand there and offer up a toast to the greatest baseball player they ever called their own, who went off on a mission and he never made it home. The earthquake was horrific. The aid was pouring in. Roberto helped to organize a whole plane load to send. The Nicaraguan junta had been looting all it could, so he'd fly with it to make sure it got to all the neighborhoods. It would not pass inspection, the plane that he would hire. Pilot that came with it, his license had expired. A local huckster owned it, and it wasn't sure it flew. He kept that to himself, but the paint on it was new. The plane was overloaded, the cargo not secured. Standard operating procedures, they were totally ignored. The engine didn't sound right, said the people on the ground, when it took off from Managua and tried to circle back around. Now people still remember where they were that New Year's Eve, when the word began to spread, hardly anyone believed. Helicopters hovered all throughout the nights, just above the waters, searching with their lights. Well, they never found Roberto, but the search went on for days, frantically at first, until they found his leather case. But no one could bear to call it off, so they carried on, but the divers never found him. Roberto, he was gone. Punto Maldonado off the Puerto Rican coast. People sometimes stand there looking for the ghost of the greatest baseball player they ever called their own. Went off on a mission and he never made it home.